You probably think of your eyes as little cameras, right? Just passively taking in the world around you. But what if they're also projectors? What if they're broadcasting the live inner workings of your brain's control system for everyone to see? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. The incredible, undeniable connection between how your eyes move and how you act. And boom, there it is. This is the big idea, the one that might just flip how you see everything. It's a huge claim, isn't it? The idea that something as seemingly small as how your eyes line up is a direct window into your deepest capacity for self-control. So this really poses a fascinating question for every single one of us, because if this connection is real, it means your eyes are constantly sending out signals, little status reports about what's going on inside your head. The real mystery is, have we been paying any attention? Okay, first up, let's unpack this secret signal. We need to really nail down this fundamental link between how we control our eyes and, well, how we control ourselves. You know, we're so used to seeing a slightly wandering eye as just a minor cosmetic thing, a little quirk. But the neuroscience tells a totally different story. It's not a quirk, it's a big visible flag, kind of like a check engine light for your brain's deeper regulatory systems. And here is the absolute key to all of this. We are not talking about two separate systems that are just kind of related. No, we're talking about one single shared neural circuit. The exact same pathways in your brain that handle the tiny, precise movements of your eye muscles are the ones that also govern your impulse control, your social judgment, your ability to keep your emotions in check. They fire together, and as we're about to see, they often fail together. So let's pop the hood and take a look at the brain's control center to see exactly where this connection is physically happening. At the very heart of all this is the prefrontal cortex. Just think of it as the CEO of your brain. It's mission control. It's the part that's supposed to make the smart long-term calls and stop us from acting on every single impulse we have. Now, guess what's located right smack in the middle of this executive suite, a little region called the frontal eye fields, or FEF. And this is not some random accident of brain geography. It is a huge clue about how integrated these systems are. The part of your brain that decides where to look is literally embedded inside the part of your brain that decides what to do. So the crucial point is this: when the frontal eye fields light up, so does the rest of the prefrontal cortex. This whole region is a multitasking powerhouse. It's handling everything from stopping you from saying that thing you'll regret to thinking through the consequences of your actions. Control of your eyes and control of your life are managed by the exact same piece of neural real estate. And believe it or not, it goes even deeper. The brain stem, the most ancient part of our brain, is where the nerves that control our eye muscles live. But it's also in charge of our most basic survival systems, our stress response, our arousal, our threat detection. This means when we're constantly stressed out, our brain literally starts pulling power away from fine-tuned jobs like perfect eye alignment to pour all its resources into just surviving. So what actually happens when these beautifully integrated circuits start to go haywire? Let's look at the real tangible consequences when this neural control starts to break down. Okay, this is where it gets incredibly specific and honestly kind of wild. Our brain has two halves, right? And they each specialize in different things. Well, it turns out if a person's left eye tends to drift outward, it points to an issue in the brain's right hemisphere, the side that's crucial for things like empathy and emotional control. On the flip side, if the right eye drifts out, it signals a weakness in the left hemisphere, the side that handles logic and planning. The pattern of the drift is a diagnostic clue. So why is this happening? Well, the causes are probably going to sound pretty familiar. We're talking chronic stress that keeps our brain in that survival mode 247. We're talking about developmental hiccups that create imbalances from the start. And yeah, let's be real. Our screen-based lives where we're staring at things up close all day are basically training our brains to be weaker at this exact kind of coordination. But okay, enough with the problem. Let's talk about the solution, because this is the most important part. The great news is that our brains are adaptable. These circuits can be retrained. So let's get into an actual actionable protocol to reset them. Think of this as a total system reboot from the ground up. Step 1, the convergence reset is all about forcing the two halves of your brain to get on the same page and communicate effectively. Step 2, inhibition training. Well, that's like taking your prefrontal cortex to the gym for a direct workout on impulse control. And then step 3, tracking integration is where you put it all together, making the brain hold that control even when it's busy doing other things. It's basically neuro CrossFit for your brain. And you know what the best part is? It is totally doable. We're talking 8 to 10 minutes a couple of times a day. Key, though, is you've got to be consistent for at least 30 days to really create those lasting changes in your brain. It's not a magic pill, but it's a direct intervention that gets right to the source of the problem. All right, let's zoom all the way out now and really think about the massive implications of all this, of looking at human behavior through this new neurological lens. I mean, think about it. Our entire society, from how we raise our kids to our justice system, is basically built on one single assumption. Behavior is a choice. It's all about willpower, but the science we just went through offers a radically different idea. It suggests that when behavior gets erratic or impulsive, it's not simply a moral failing. It's a signal of an underlying breakdown in the brain's wiring. And that brings us right back to where we started. Your eyes are broadcasting the status of that wiring live and in real time for anyone who knows how to look. And this is maybe the uncomfortable truth at the center of it all. It really challenges our deepest ideas about free will. It's not that choice disappears, but it forces us to admit that our physical brain, our hardware, has a much bigger say in our choices than we usually like to think. So the takeaway here isn't to start making excuses or placing blame. It's the exact opposite. It's about shifting our whole mindset from judgment to intervention. If a behavior is just a signal of a problem, then you don't get mad at the person for the signal, right? You try to find a solution to fix the underlying problem. When you get right down to it, our nervous system is always talking to us. It's always telling us what it needs, and where it's struggling. Eye alignment is just one of its clearest, most honest channels. So the question isn't whether the signals are there, they are. The real question is, are we finally ready to stop, look, and actually listen to what our brains are trying to tell us?